Hello everyone, I am Dr.J.Nandhini, Assistant Professor of English from the Standard Fireworks Rajaratnam College for Women, Sivahasi. Today we are going to discuss the topic basic writing skills. All of us know that English fluency is very important in any field, and basically in the business environment writing skills are very important. Today we are going to concentrate on basic writing skills. So let's see the importance of the art of writing. Writing helps us to improve ourselves, to express ourselves better, and we can always. Sorry sir, konja confuse agudhu. Cut panikalama. Let us concentrate on the art of writing. Writing is very important in a business environment. A writer writes for readers. We always have to remember that. We have to think about our target readers, who is going to read our text, whether it is a business communication or creative writing. And research always supports simplification. It is always important to use simple words, because when it is very complicated and complex, when the sentence is very unwieldy and unwinding, then it is very difficult for the reader to comprehend, and if the reader does not comprehend, then they lose interest in whatever we have written. So we are supposed to write in simple language, and always remember, research supports simplification. An emphasis should be put on readability. Readability means whether our text is readable, understandable, comprehensive to the reader. So we have to emphasize on that. In the next slide, we'll concentrate on all the important points and aspects of readability. Always use short sentences, which is very important. Now these are the steps that helps us to ensure readability. Step 1, we have to establish a baseline readability, whether we are writing our text for school level students or academicians or college level students or professionals. Based on that, the complexity of the text can vary. Then we have to organize our ideas. We have to organize what we want to say. Our text, our communication should contain a beginning, a middle and an end, which is very important. Step 3, I have already emphasized on this. We are supposed to use simple words. Step 4, you have to streamline your sentences. That is, first we have to write, and then we have to rewrite it. We have to analyze it, and we have to check whether the sentence can be constructed in a better way, and we can always rewrite the sentence again to make it better. And step 5, we have to assess voice. It is always preferable to write in active voice. Only when the subject is not that important in a sentence, we can change the sentence into passive voice. Active voice is more direct than passive voice, so always make sure that you write in active voice. Step 6, pare down paragraphs. We have to check whether there is continuity between paragraphs, whether the paragraphs can be shortened, whether the same idea can be conveyed in fewer sentences. We have to keep our writing crisp and short. Step 7, self-evaluate your writing. We always have to evaluate our own writing, and when you are evaluating, you have to be very objective. That is very important. So these are the 7 steps that helps us ensure readability. Basic grammar rules are very important for any clear communication. So these are some of the basic grammar rules. Number 1, we have to make our subjects and verbs agree. In all the sentences, there is a subject and a verb. So the verb should agree with the subject both in number and person. If the subject is in first person, the verb should also be in first person. If the subject is singular, the verb should also be singular. That is very important. The next point is, we have to be consistent with our tenses. When we begin in present tense, then we have to continue writing in the same tense. We should not switch between tenses. We should not write 2 sentences in simple present tense and then switch on to past tense and then come back to present tense. There shouldn't be inconsistency. That we have to remember. Then we have to use the right articles, and our sentences should be complete. In our in hurry, we should not write incomplete sentences. Then we have to use capitalization wherever it is needed. For example, in the beginning of a sentence, when we are using proper nouns, we have to capitalize them. We are supposed to use the right pronouns and the right prepositions in the right place. There shouldn't be any confusion. Some people use she to refer to a male, or sometimes they use he to refer to a female. That should be avoided. And we always have to link our sentences and ideas properly with conjunctions. The right use of conjunction in the right place is very important to avoid confusion. After grammar comes vocabulary, and again I am emphasizing on the use of simple and familiar words that makes our communication easy to understand. And we always have to use technical words with caution. For example, if there is a communication between two professionals, say a doctor is communicating to another doctor, he or she might use technical terms because both of them understand it. But when a doctor is communicating with a patient, they have to use simple words for to make the patient understand, to make the layman understand. This is one simple example. And the third point is we have to use concrete words. When especially in business communication, we have to avoid being vague. When we use abstract terms, abstract words, there is a possibility of our communication becoming vague without conveying any specific idea or meaning. And the use of concrete words always helps us to avoid that. And we have to avoid using politically incorrect words. We should avoid using sexist words, and we should avoid using words that might directly or indirectly insult a person. Okay, for example, now we do not use the word actress or poetess anymore. It is an actor. And if you want to specifically mention that the person is a female, we use the phrase female actor, female poet. Okay, so because we are avoiding the terms poetess and actress because they sound a bit sexist. And another example, we refer to African Americans with the term African American, and if we refer to non-European people, we call them as colored people. We do not say black, or we do not use the terms black or brown to refer to their skin color. The term is colored. So we have to use politically correct words. If you do not know them, we have to do proper research and reference, and then we have to write. It is very important. These are some examples for vocabulary. Familiar words, unfamiliar words. In order to use the word find out, we can also use ascertain, but we have to make sure that our reader understands it. It is always preferable to use find out instead of ascertain. If you are writing an examination, or if you are writing a report, if you want to impress the other person, the reader, then we can use complex words. Otherwise, if you are writing for a common person, it is always preferable to use familiar words. Similarly, there is a set of examples for abstract words and concrete words. Majority, instead of using the word majority, we have to be very specific. 79% of people prefer this. Instead of simply saying the majority of people prefer this, because the second one is more specific. Okay, so being more specific is very important in business correspondence. And the next set, technical words and non-technical words. Cerebral vascular accident, it is a very technical term for stroke. Doctor might understand it, a medical professional might understand it, a common man won't understand. In order to make the common man understand, we have to use the word stroke. And a lexicon is a technical term for words, a list of words, but not everybody will understand it. So we have to use simple words. It is always preferable. So we began the presentation with the art of writing. Now let us get on to the importance of the art of rewriting. Good writing needs rewriting, because we all of us cannot write perfectly in the first attempt itself. It is always important and mandatory to write a rough draft, and then to make necessary corrections in it, and then to fair draft it. And we have to evaluate our own writing. We have to find out the mistakes, and for that, while you are evaluating, you have to be very objective. You have to read your own work as though you are a third person, as though it has been written by somebody else, and we have to take responsibility for each and every word we write. We have to know the meaning of all the words that we use, because using the wrong word at the wrong place and using a word without fully understanding the meaning of it might give a completely wrong impression. We have to avoid that, and we have to ensure that our text is relevant to the context, because irrelevancy makes the whole point of writing insignificant. So we have to check the relevance of our text, and always try to be very precise and concise. Precise is being very short as possible, and the word concise means bringing in a lot of information effectively in as short a communication as possible. So always your objective should be to be precise and concise, and always be consistent in practice. Good writing can be achieved only with consistent and constant practice. Only when we keep on reading and writing, we will be able to improve our writing skills. These are some sample exercises. Writing skills can be developed, it can be honed, it can be improved only by consistent personal practice. Okay, we can get guidance from others, but we have to take the initiative and we have to practice writing. Every day we have to write something. This is only some example for how you can develop your writing skills. So you can always daily write a paragraph. These are some sample topics. You can write a paragraph about your favorite book, 30 facts about yourself, someone who inspired you, your school, your goals for future. Like that you can select some interesting topic and then you can daily write a paragraph on it. And either you can also maintain a journal daily. In those days people used to have the habit of writing in a diary, but now nobody is writing, everybody is using their mobile phones. But if we begin this practice of journal writing, and daily if we write something, it will help us, it will give us an opportunity to develop our writing skills by giving us space for practice. And this is again another sample exercise. For descriptive writing, we can picture comprehension is one way for developing writing skills. Okay, and in this slide I have given just 3 pictures, and the exercise is to look at the pictures and then write a story connecting all these 3 pictures. And you can write a simple paragraph. You can begin with writing a simple paragraph, but later on you can develop that same thing again. And writing a story, creative writing needs consistent change. You have to write, rewrite and then rewrite. You have to think about it, and new ideas will begin, and then you will try to elaborate on it. Like that it develops. So this is just one sample example for how you can start writing, or how you can start practice creative writing. So let me end my presentation with the quote. If you want to be a great writer, you have to do 2 things. First, you have to read a lot, and then you have to write a lot. Only consistent reading and writing will help you develop your writing skills. And this particular quotation is said by Stephen King. With that, we have come to the end of the presentation.